Oh, you can't even see my head. Okay, hello. It's a little snug on this stool I'm sitting on with my books, so I can't really move like that much. But this is majorly an impromptu video. I know I mentioned wanting to make this video, but I kind of lost interest in it. But now I'm back because I was looking, as I do every single day, on the National Day Calendar website thingamajig. And today, hold on, let me make sure I get the name right. Today is National Read a Book Day. So I had to do it. I had to make my video for all the books that I read this summer. Because it's National Read a Book Day. Here are some of my books. You can't see all of them. But these aren't all the books that I read this summer, because some of them were library books, which I returned because I finished reading them, but I have a list on my Chromebook here, and I'll be reading from this list, so you will get to hear about all the books, even though I don't have them all physically in front of me, or to the side of me right now. Want to know the number, how many books I read this summer first? Yeah, let's do that. I read 28 books this summer, which is not bad, but it's also not good and not close to the number I actually wanted to read. I still have in my room a big tower, not a big tower, but kind of big tower, as in just like a tower, but I'm not sure if it'd be considered big, of books that I wanted to read this summer, which I ended up not reading. A lot of the books this summer were rereads, and I was not expecting to reread as many books as I did, but it's alright, because, I mean, I read, so isn't that the purpose? Isn't that the main point? This is going to be a little different, perhaps, than other videos you've watched, where people review books, because I'm not going to rate them. I have numbers here, and if y'all really want me to, maybe later today, or maybe later this week, or sometime in the future, if you really want me to, I'll release my ratings, but I feel like they're always in flux, and I don't like how constricting a rating is. I'm not going to be rating them, but I will be talking about how much I liked it, or how much I didn't like it, and all that. Maybe I should just, like, in the future, think about, like, a different rating system, when I don't give it numbers, but I give it, like, ranges, kind of, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, you know how there's, like, sometime when you go to a doctor's, there's, like, a test that you take, and it says, like, never, rarely, sometimes, always, like, something like that. Like, one could, like, the lowest could be bad, then maybe okay, and, like, very okay, and good, and very good, great, very great, fantastic, spectacular, I don't know. I will get back to you. Fine. I'm gonna give you the rating just because I have no other way to tell you how much I like it. I mean, I'll also, like, explain why I gave it the rating. I did, but, yeah, numbers are just the best way to do it, at least right now for me, so I will be giving the ratings, but don't think highly of these ratings, because I'm definitely gonna change them, as in, like, I'm not even confident in them. Maybe what we should do first, I will list, in succession, rapidly, every single book that I read this summer. Should I do that? I'll do that. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the complete list. Ready? And I'll try to do it in one breath. One breath. Ready? The Picture of Dorian Gray, A Man Called Uva, Bloom, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, graphic novel, Dear Edward, Perks of Being a Wallflower, Roller Girl, Awkward, ocdaniel, Misadventures, The Family Fletchers, Take Her Magic, Going for the Murphys, Eddie Red, Lily and Dunkin, Red Berries, White Clouds, Blue Sky, Heart in the Body of the World, Masterminds, Chains, Michael, oh, actually, I didn't read Chains, sorry, Michael Vey, Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between, Line to Little Rock, Alrighty, Thank You for Arguing, The Giver, Joshua Dredd, After the Shot Drops, Not Hungry, Full Cicada Moon. Okay, that wasn't bad. So sorry. Did I say 29? I meant 28. Or whatever number I said earlier. I meant one less than that number, because I did not read Chains. Oops. Okay. And yeah, we're gonna go from top to bottom. Every single book on this list I will be talking about. Okay. Let's start. So, Picture of Dorian Gray. I do not have a physical copy of this book. It is considered a classic. That's really the reason that I read it. You know what? Maybe, sorry, I'm literally interrupting myself already, but I think I should have some kind of method about like how I'll be talking about it. Maybe I'll say first like why I read it in the first place, and then the rating and the explanation behind the rating. Maybe I think that's a good method. I'll do that. Okay. So the Picture of Dorian Gray. Why I read it. As I started to say, it's a classic. Lots of people like this book. So I read it, and I also liked it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I read it from June 2nd to June 22nd. I think this book is very interesting, and I highlighted a lot. I remember that it was just interesting. I wouldn't say that I loved this book because, I don't know, I'm not really that devoted, attached to the characters. The story is interesting, sure, but like not interesting enough for me to consider like my favorite book or one of my favorite books. I don't know, maybe I was expecting more. I don't know. But yeah, I like the title. I like the concept. It's a very good, and it is executed nicely, so good job, Oscar Wilde. I want to read, I think he has a play called The Importance of Being Earnest, and I kind of want to read that play. Okay, next book we have is a man called Uva. I do not have when I started this book, unfortunately, but I know when I finished it. It was June 28th. I gave this a 7.8 out of 10. Let me see if I have it in the stack. Yep, I do. This is the cover, just in case anybody cares. I did like this book. So a booktuber that I liked called A Clockwork Reader read this book for her book experiment video where she read books that were supposed to make her cry. She did end up crying to this book. It did not make me cry, but it was interesting. I got this from my library book sale for like $1. It was a steal. I saw it on the shelf. I was like, wait a minute, I've been wanting to read this book, so I should get it, and I did indeed do that. I also made a video for it, which you can watch right now. I have a series where I watch the movie and I read the book, and I figure out which one is the best one. So I have a small desire to keep reading books by this author, Frederick Bachman. I think his writing is okay. The main problem that I had with this book was like some parts were boring. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should also say like problems I had with the book. Like the first problem that comes to mind. That's a good idea. So yeah, the problem that I had with Dorian Gray, the Picture of Dorian Gray, sorry, this is all over the place. One of the chapters, I want to say maybe chapter 27, but don't quote me on that. I'll put the correct chapter on the right of me right now. But one of the chapters was so boring. I literally was on my phone while I was playing the audiobook, and I just wasn't trying to listen, and it wasn't integral to the plot at all. So I just didn't listen, and yeah. That was a very bad chapter, as in very boring chapter. This one, yeah, I think it was more like a section that was boring, as in like, it was just like, I guess, less interesting compared to other parts of the book, I suppose. Yeah, always not good when you get bored with the part of the book, so maybe I should put it to like the side once I finish talking about it. Okay. So the next book I read was Bloom. This only took me one day, June 29th. I'm pretty sure I just stayed up reading it because it's a graphic novel and I just wanted to finish it. It is actually a pretty thick graphic novel, but I gave this a 9.5 out of 10. I like this book. It was nice. Specifically, the dialogue sounded very realistic, which is not something that happens that often. So, nice job. I actually believe there's a sequel on the way, so I'm excited about that. Why I read this book? Again, a recommendation. I saw a random book talk TikTok where people were in their, I think it was Barnes & Noble, and somebody asked them, like, favorite something, and somebody said favorite graphic novel, and they grabbed this book, so, yeah. And it looks cool. Like, it's all drawn in blue, so that's pretty interesting as well. The only other graphic novel that I can think of that I've read that has like a certain color palette is a book called Hey Kiddo, which I read in my freshman year of high school. So, yes. Okay. Next we have Miss Peregrine's Home graphic novel. I read this from June 28th to July 2nd. I gave this a 7.5 out of 10. This was for my series where I read the book and the movie. I know that you can only, for some reason, you can only have 5 info cards per video, so I need to think a little more about when I want to send you the link, because again, I only have 5. Anyway, yeah, Miss Peregrine's Home was solid. That was the third iteration of the story that I had seen, that I had read, that I had viewed in some way. So it wasn't that interesting because I knew exactly what was going to happen, but it was fine. It was actually my favorite out of the three. Yeah, so as in the regular book, the movie, and the graphic novel. The graphic novel was my favorite. So yes, but it did still get rated like not that high. I mean, it kind of is high, but I don't know. Okay. Yes. All right. Problems I had with it? Nothing really, I guess. I just didn't rate it high because I didn't love it. Because again, I had experienced the story before, but I don't remember. I don't have any problems with it. At least I don't think so. Okay. Dear Edward, June 28th to July 6th, 8 out of 10. This is what the cover looks like. I have read this book before. The reason I read it again was because I wanted to. I guess the first time that I thought about reading it again was after my family and I had gone back from a trip where we went on a plane, and I was just fascinated with planes all of a sudden, as in like hearing about different stories that people in a single, like, I guess airplane could have. And I knew this was the only book that I knew that had that aspect, so I read it. And I liked it. Problems with it? I can't remember. I know that I like a character named Shay in this. Shay is solid. I really like Shay. Maybe I should also tell you if I recommend it or not. Oh my goodness, why do I have so many ideas? Okay, Picture Dorian Gray, sure I recommend it. Man Called Ova, sure I recommend it. Bloom, sure I recommend it. Miss Peregrine's Home graphic novel, I guess you can skip it. Dear Edward, sure I recommend it. I guess I recommend it. Okay, next. Perks of Being a Wallflower. What's that? July 5th only. 10 out of 10. Come on, this Perks of Being a Wallflower. I read this probably when I was too young. I think I read it when I was in 8th grade. But yeah, reading it again, I got more out of it. I understood more. So that's always good. I was looking forward to reading this for school, and then we ended up not reading it, so that was annoying. I made a video for this where I watched the movie and read the book. Please watch that video if you'd like. Why I read it, I love it, and I've wanted to reread it. I'm thinking maybe every summer I'll try to reread it, because I think that'd be kind of fun. Problems I had with it, not that I can think of, there's like maybe one or two sections, like one or two sentences where I was just confused, like what they were talking about, but besides that, it is good. Next, we have Roller Girl, July 6th, 10 out of 10. I don't think I have, oh, I actually do. Pleasant surprised. Roller Girl by Victoria Jameson. Why I read this. This was the first book that I read for my nostalgic nominees video, which has not come out yet. But basically, in my states, we have a thing called nominees, which are a series of 10 books chosen by random people. I have no idea how they choose or who it is that chooses them. And it's split up kind of by grade level, by, I don't know the right word, but we have elementary nominees, we have 10 of those, we have intermediate nominees, we have middle school nominees, and we have high school nominees. This is a middle school nominee, so yeah. The next several books that I read during the summer were all nominees. So that is going to be in one video, which is great because I'm running out of links. Press it right here. Press it right here. Yeah, lots and lots of clips that I filmed for that. It's literally, I haven't even finished editing it yet because I haven't filmed every single clip in that video, and it is already over an hour long. So, yes. Yeah, you're chock full of content. It's chock full of content. And I'll probably include timestamps so you can skip to your favorite book on that list to figure out if I liked it or not. I literally already forgot if I recommend it. Perks of Being a Wallflower, yes, of course I recommend it. Roller Girl, of course I recommend it. Okay. Problems I had with it, nothing. It was nostalgic for me because there's another thing in my state called the Book Bowl, where basically you're tested on your nominee knowledge, and this book was one of the 10 books that I had to know to participate in the book bowl. My team ended up losing, but this is probably like my third time reading it, I'd say. Okay, next we have Awkward by Svetlana Chimikova, also nominee. 10 out of 10 again. I love this book. It's diverse. I really need to work on reading books that are diverse. Yes. It looks really cool. This is the first book in a series that I know and love. The fourth book is coming out this September, I believe. It is called Enemies, and I'm really excited for it. I got this from a thrift store, I believe. And yes, no problems in sight. Ocdaniel. No, do I not have it? There it is, okay. Ocdaniel. I gave this an 8 out of 10. I read it from July 6th to 8th. And I read Awkward and Roll the Girl both on July 6th. This is interesting. I have read this before, but the thing is, I barely remembered anything from it. When I started reading it again, I actually made a short that got a good number of views, where I was like, when you don't remember a book that you've read before. And I like this book. It's semi-diverse. It talks about something I don't know that much about, OCD. There's like a mystery element, although I'm not sure why that's there. If you want my more in-depth thoughts, again, you can wait for my nostalgic nominees video, because this is a nominee. I've had this book for a long time. I feel like, at least. And what's interesting is that it never, like, the cover page never does this. Never hangs. For some reason, it's always just stays on the whatever I'm trying to say. If you know what I'm trying to say, give this video a like, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I recommend it. Do I recommend it? I don't recommend it. I want to be tactical with my recommendations, as in, this book will change your life, or this book will have an effect on you. So actually, hold on. I'm questioning all my life choices. We're not going to recommend Roller Girl, because although it's good, and I like it, your life won't be changed. Your life won't be affected if you don't read this book, so don't. If you don't have the time. Awkward, I just really like it, so that's why I'm recommending it, but it probably, I guess, won't be life-changing. I feel like I'm being really mean. I am. Okay. Ocdaniel, we are going to actually recommend, because it talks about mental health. It talks about whatever I'm trying to say. The right term that I don't want to say, because I may be wrong when I say it. So, yeah. Okay. Then we have Misadventures of the Family Fletcher by Dana Allison Levy, another nominee that I read for the book bowl. I read it from July 8th to July 10th. Gave it 9 out of 10. I like this book, no problems with it. When I read it, it was a nominee. Do I recommend it? No, I don't. Again, I liked it. 9 out of 10, of course I liked it, but just not life-changing. So, Snicker of Magic. Do I have that? Yes, I do. Snicker of Magic. I'm sorry. I'm saying it right now. Don't read this book. It's fine. I gave it a 7.9 out of 10, but it's just not life-changing, and it's interesting, but, like, it's fine if you don't read it. Read it from July 9th to July 13th. Another nominee. Okay. One for the Murphys. This was maybe my biggest surprise about the books that I knew I was going to read this summer. This was not really on my radar for, I guess, concerning how much I would end up liking it. I gave this a 9 out of 10. I read it from July 14th to July 15th. It only took me 2 days because it's so cool and they're short chapters, and yeah, I annotated it on the paper, on the page, so that's something that you probably didn't need to know. And I like it. It talks about a person named Carly who is a new foster child, and it's just interesting and it's pretty funny, and yeah, I'd say this is like one of the funniest books I've read. And I am reading the other book by this author named called Fish in a Tree. The author is Linda Molole Hunt. So yeah, I do like this book. Yes. Okay. Then we have Eddie Red, gave this a 7.8 out of 10 from July 15th to July 16th. I do not have a physical copy of this book. I have read this. Only reason why I like this book, even though I don't really like it, is because there's a black dude as a main character, which I'm pretty sure every other nominee I've read does not have that, so bad about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm a black dude, so it's cool that there's another one of me in a book that was nominated for the Nutmeg Awards. So, but I don't know. Yeah, I did not have that enjoyable of a time reading it again for the second time. It's like another mystery, and yeah, it's fine. I don't recommend it. Okay. Then we have Lily and Dunkin, read from July 16th to July 18th, 7.7 out of 10. I would recommend this book. It felt shorter the second time that I read it, which is interesting as well. I just read it online. It was fine. It has one of my least favorite tropes, though, where you humanize the bully. I hate when that happens, but yeah. Lily and Dunkin did it. But that did not stop me from recommending it, so please read that if you'd like. Okay, Red Berries, White Clouds, Blue Sky by Sandra Dallas. Not sure when I started this. I ended it on July 21st, gave it an 8.2 out of 10. This book is interesting. It's in third person, which I'm not a fan of. That's my least favorite part of it, I guess I'd say. But yeah, it's interesting, I guess. I would recommend it. It takes place in World War II. You follow a Japanese-American family as they go to an internment camp. Yeah. Okay. Next! A Heart and a Body in the World. July 22nd, July 25th to July 25th, 9.3 out of 10. I really like this book. And I was just very antsy while reading it because I've already read and I knew what was going to happen, but still that just made me even like it less, as in like what was happening less. I'm not going to give you anything more than that because I like this book enough too much. I like this book too much to actually spoil it for anybody, so please read it. Please read it. Problems I had with it, no problems. Well, I guess, okay. And there were one too many setting descriptions for me. As in a lot too many. I don't like setting descriptions, so there were lots. Okay. Then, Masterminds, from July 25th to July 30th, 7.9 out of 10. This was fine. It's like, I feel like it's one of the first out of, honestly, few dystopian books that I've read, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool concept. Would I recommend it? I guess not. I'm trying to be thoughtful about my recommendations, so yeah. But you don't have to read this book. Okay. We're running out of books that I have physical copies of. Next, we have Michael Vey 1, The Prisoner of Cell 25. I read this from July 25th, July 28th, 8.4 out of 10. I liked this, I guess. Would I recommend it? I would not recommend it, I guess. It was good, though. We kind of got some fat-phobic vibes from this book. Just a little bit, but so you can watch my nostalgic nominees video to figure out what I mean by that, but yeah. There is literally an 8th book on its way, which is so crazy. I'm pretty sure it's coming out this October, and it's weird because I literally thought the 7th book was the last book. It feels like a last book, so it's weird, but the 8th book is called The Parasite. I know nothing about it. I'm planning on trying to read the rest of the series, like books 2 through 7, before I read the 8th book. So yeah, maybe I'll make a video of just the Michael Vey series because there are a lot of books and why not? I need the views. Okay, Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between, July 30th to August 2nd. I gave this an 8.6 out of 10. This is another book that I read for the book and movie comparison. Legally, it's called The Chapter, the Scene, and Everything in Between. What I'll do now is just link the playlist of that, where you can watch every single video that I made for that. I should have done that near the beginning, because that way I don't have to keep linking specific videos in that playlist. You can just see the whole entire playlist. So yes, I like this. This is the only video in that series where I actually watched the movie before. I won't spoil. you're gonna have to watch the video to see if I like the book or movie better. So, okay. Next we have Lines of Little Rock, July 29th to July 31st, 9.8 out of 10. Honestly, I don't know why I gave it such a low rating. It should be 10 out of 10, but I have my reasons, I guess, and you have to watch my nostalgic nominees to see that reason, I guess. Yes, I recommend this. Of course I recommend this. This book gives me nostalgic vibes. I really love this book, and it has a... Oh, I actually, in another part of this room, have some books that are on this list that I didn't bring down because they're already down. So, hold on. Here we have the 2 books that I had to read for school. We have On Writing, August 13th to August 24th, 8 out of 10, as well as Thank You for Arguing, August 1st to 8/10, August 10, 9 out of 10. Here they are. I have a very long video about my school books, so you'll have to watch that instead. I definitely, obviously I rated it higher, but I like Thank You for Arguing much more than On Writing. Reason I read it, again, just for school. I had to read it for AP Ling. Yeah. I don't know. I have nothing else to say. Problems I had with it, Stephen King, too boring sometimes. Thank You for Arguing. This isn't really a problem, but there is a lot of information, so gotta recall it. Okay. Then we have The Giver, August 2nd to August 4th. I never rated this, and I'm not gonna rate it right now, so don't ask. This is another chapter of the scene and everything in between video that you can watch if you'd like. Okay. After this is Joshua Dredd. Do not have the day that I started it, but I ended it on August 13th. I gave this a 7 out of 10. It is another nominee. Has to do with superheroes. I love superheroes, so I was supposed to love this book, but I didn't end up really loving it. But would I recommend it? No, I would not. The Giver. Sorry, I forgot. Okay. On Writing, no, I would not recommend. Thank You for Arguing. Yes, I would recommend The Giver. It's interesting, and it's dystopian, and I think it's well written, so yes, I would recommend. Okay. Then we have After the Shot Drops, which is a nutmeg nominee as well. Give this a 9.3 out of 10, rated from August 11th to August 17th. I did like this book. I would recommend it. It's interesting, just a friendship. And it's, yeah. Okay. Then we have Not Hungry from August 16th to August 17th, 9 out of 10. This is a book in verse. And would I recommend it? I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd recommend it. It wasn't fantastic. But I don't know. Okay, then we have Full Cicada Moon, August 21st to August 29th. Give this a 9 out of 10. It is a nominee. It's another verse book. Reading these books, I honestly realized how many of these just star white people. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really need to be better and read books that reflect our world today. 39 minutes unedited. Are you kidding? I also wanted to say my favorite books. Part of this that I read this summer. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna make it short, like I did last season on Spybar Speculation, because this is just too pressuring. This is too hard to do on the spot right now. So, give me like a few weeks or a few months, and I'll get that to you. My favorite books and my least favorite books, and all that stuff. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this 40-minute and 23-second unedited video. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you got some recommendations outside of this. If you want to know more about the book, you can ask me in the comments. In book reviews, I usually spoil, but in this video, I made it a point not to spoil. Because, I don't know why, actually. But if you watch the videos that I made about these books, you'll see. With the spoiler, what I think about it. It's funny, yeah, most of these books that I shared today, I made videos about. Like almost every single one. So I will not be making a video for every single book that I read, because that is a lot of books, and that is a lot of videos, and I have school now. Yeah, did you know last Tuesday was actually my first day of school, so I have actually been editing a video about my last week of summer for y'all to enjoy later. I haven't even edited a lot of that, but yeah. Let me unplug the ring light here. Thank you one more time so much for watching. Thanks for the views. If you'd like, please consider subscribing. Actually, not if you'd like, just please consider subscribing. Don't you like this content? And if you don't, you can leave a comment, tell me what you think I could improve on, and then come back. Hopefully I'll improve on that, and then you can subscribe. I just want to hear from you. That's good. We made it through the whole entire video without me toppling my... Oh, no!